Back at it, man. Warm over rivalry coming to you with the hottest sports topics, man. Today we're starting with horrible news, man. Very, very sad news. Unfortunately, Kyron Lacey passed away. Um, Obviously, the thing that has devastated the sports world right now, apparently, from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Um, Man, bro, we really come on this thing, man, and we try to have some fun. We talking ball, X's and O's, Jimmys and Joes. But today, man, very sad news, man. As a former athlete, it hits home. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, things transpired off the field. Um, I don't really know what happened. Again, you hear about, the car crash, things that happened a few months ago. Rest in peace to the 78-year-old man. Condolences to his family as well. But in this situation, what articles say is, there was a situation. Kyron Lacey fired a gun in the ground, maybe a family altercation, somehow got into a high-speed chase with the police. Um, and reports say that he apparently ended his own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Um, Man, bro, I don't even know what to say, man. When you talk about talent, was just, seeing the kid maybe a few weeks ago running his 40 time at LSU's Pro Day. We both know he is one of the top receivers in the country, one of the top receivers that was going to come out this draft, man. So, um, the things he had to look forward to, man, is very unfortunate, man, and a very, very sad situation, man, to see this happen and for this to transpire.
Yeah, man, it's just sad to see how his life spiraled so fast. Made a mistake. And probably what led to what happened was, man, he probably was worried um that things weren't gonna shake out the way that he had planned. But you never know, man. Sad to say that he took his own life. I know they're gonna look into that more of how that situation went on. But it's just sad to see, man. I know that family is hurting and grieving because somebody could have said something, somebody could have stopped it, or anything, man. Just to not be in the situation that they are right now.
Yeah, man. His father obviously released a statement, essentially saying, you cannot ignore the signs, Um, and when news broke this past weekend, man, the first thing I did was come upstairs, man, holler at my son, because like you just said, man, mistakes happen. I can't even go into all the mistakes I almost made and did make as a college student, as a high school kid, um, especially from certain environments. You make so many mistakes, man, and you feel like, man, this could be it. This is the end of the world, but it's not. Oftentimes, man, it's minute. It's on a small scale. You know, from what you think it is. So,
Very.
man, it's horrible, horrible news, man. And obviously, you wish you could get it back, but again, that's a decision that you can never get another
Mm.
chance from. So, um, man, rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
Condolences to everybody involved, bro. Everybody involved, man. The sports world lost a great athlete, lost
Yeah,
a great,
man.
lost a great one.
Condolences to his family, condolences to his teammates, friends, everybody's that's involved, man, because everybody's gonna be a little bit different. So wish we could have stopped it again. I say, or wish somebody could have helped because that's a lost soul that's gone forever.
Yeah, for sure, man. And um, hopefully, a lot of kids learn from these mistakes, learn from these situations, where as they're growing up, obviously, like I just said, 14-year-old kid, uh, these teenagers, they're able to witness this, bro. Social media is a big part of their life. Before I even told him the news, him and his friends was already talking about it on the video game. So they're very aware these days, man, and hopefully these kids understand they can learn from these mistakes, as they walk their own path and journey of life, bro. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. All right, man. Well, another thing that's definitely a huge topic right now in the sports world, transfers. Transfer portal is continuing to cause an uproar.
Yeah.
You got kids everywhere from the entire sports world, collegiate sports, from football to basketball, that are leaving these schools, leaving these institutions after 1 year, starters, uh, and they're finding a home elsewhere, man. Let's start out. Tennessee quarterback Nico, um, one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC, I would say. He requested 4 mil to stay at Tennessee. Tennessee's coach came out publicly and said, hey, we wish him the best. His request will not be granted. He didn't go to a team meeting according to sources and reports. And it looks like he's going to decide to move on. Man, what do you think about it? Just how he's handled the situation. You think it's the right thing to do?
Man, to be honest, the numbers that these kids are asking for are astronomical. Um, he did lead Tennessee to a playoff appearance, but outside of that, man, I don't think he did enough to warrant that kind of payday for the year. If you really break it down, his stats against SEC teams, I think he had maybe like 7 or 8 of his touchdowns were against his top teams of the SEC in the season. And I think maybe like 4 of them came against Vanderbilt. So all the other teams, he really didn't produce the way he should have. And I commend Tennessee for standing strong and putting the foot down and just saying, "Yo, we're not gonna pay that, and we're willing to live with the consequences or whatever your decision is based on what we are. But we're not gonna do that because it's just gonna end up being a snowball effect. And then before you know it, if we let this go by a few years down the road, these guys are getting 10 million a year in college. So I commend them for putting their foot down, and we're gonna see what goes on from here. As far as other schools, telling these guys no, because you're only as good or you're only worth what somebody is willing to pay you at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Nico is a very solid quarterback. Would love to see how he's pretty much developed from his first year of actually playing to his next year. I'm sure there'll be somebody out there that's willing to pick up the tab or maybe somewhere in the range of it. So he'll get his opportunity. He won't be able to. It's not the last year here from Nico.
Yeah, I think it's more about Tennessee. In my opinion, bro, when they did not honor his request, um, I don't think they believe either in him or they feel like the price is right. You get what I'm saying? Because we talked about it earlier. Um, you got Tulane's quarterback who transferred to Duke. Hey, his asking price was 8 mil a year, which for the over 2 years is averaging 4 mil a year. So that's what he was asking for. The same price that the quarterback from Tulane is
Mhm.
getting at Duke this year.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair asking price. Obviously, Tennessee has the right to say, hey, we don't want to pay that right now. We maybe have some guys, on the sideline that we believe in and that we can pay 2.5, 1.52, maybe spread those funds around the other positions. So, um, hopefully it works out for him, man. I think, if that's what the market's paying, he has the right to, try and go get it. Somebody will pay it. I've heard reports of Bill Belichick that it's a possibility that North Carolina is willing to pay that price and get them an SEC caliber type guy behind center. So, we'll see how it works out. I do think he'll get it elsewhere. It's just crazy to see, man. College sports was, especially football, was always like a 4 year deal, bro. You were able to build that camaraderie with teams, and really build a program. Those days are over with.
Long gone.
Those days are long gone, bro. Um, and it's just not happening anymore. So, we'll see how it plays out, in that situation.
Yeah, we'll see how it pays out. It's good work.
Yeah, man. I think he'll get his bread though. Um, Same situations though. You talk about BYU guard basketball. He's transferred from Baylor. He was a starting player at Baylor, starting point guard at Baylor. I think he was averaging 9 points a game. He's now transferred to BYU, um, and he's getting around 3.5 a year.
Ridiculous, man. I mean, the college sports has basically turned into free agency every year, and I'm going to the highest bidder, whoever it may be. I saw this one dude who was I think he's a senior in college now. He's been to college, 4 different colleges every year, and not only that, he's been to 4 different high schools every year. So he's been moving for the last 8 years. He's moved to a different school every year, which is crazy. Um, but that's it's just the reality of what it has become. They've opened the floodgates, and they would say people are starting to see their worth, and they're going to the highest bidder, and that's just what it is now.
Yeah, man. Sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't. There's definitely you want to see. I would say depending on your goals, right? So if you got goals to play in the NFL, you want to make sure if you're a quarterback that you have an opportunity to play against a good offensive line, good supporting staff, everything else, right? But if you're a quarterback or a player who, hey, look, man, you can make a career in college sports right now, invest properly, you ain't got to never touch a professional arena.
Yeah,
So it just depends on how these guys looking at it. Quarterback like Shador come from a family that he does. I don't think that anyone, obviously with his dad coaching him, nobody could have bought him out because he had a bigger goal. The guys who
that's rare.
don't,
That's rare that you say that. Speaking on that tip as far as could Shador be bought out or Travis, any of those guys. To be honest, speaking on this portal and NIL money that they say, but it's really not NIL money. It's money that's in the budget because NIL is name, image, and likeness. Me selling jerseys, me doing autographs. Like a lot of these people, we really don't know like that, and they moving around and getting money. So that's one thing. But um, to be totally honest about it, I think that the product is gonna drop off as far as what is being produced. Um, to go to the league, I think the product is gonna drop off. One, because I don't think it's real development going around. I think you bounce from place to place. It's like people can't really, develop you and teach you because you can't really learn a whole lot in 1 year. It takes development over the course of years. I think that's one part of it, and then on top of that, I think the hunger is being lost amongst these guys because they're getting so much money in college, man. When I was in college, man, I'm making that little bit of money. I was hungry to get better to try to test my shot at making the league and finally feeling like I've arrived. But doing it in college, man, getting it has to be different. I don't know how these guys getting this money and going to class. I repeatedly say that just getting this money, making more than the teachers, more than teachers make over a couple of years. How can you tell this guy to get up and go to class, man? It's just uh, college coaches. I feel for you because you guys are in the toughest positions right now.
yeah, you talk about the product. You sent me an article earlier about the attendance, and there's articles saying that the attendance from a spring game standpoint has dramatically declined in college sports from Ohio State, who is coming off of a national championship.
Yeah,
Alabama, drastically when you compare photos from 2024 to 2025 spring game. So the product, are the fans bought in and engaged like they used to? Doesn't seem like it. It doesn't
yeah,
seem like it. And maybe because why? Because there was a certain type of investment, man, when we were playing ball that fans had, for players like in Alabama, Julio Jones, who had a 4-year career, 3-year career. Obviously, he left early as a junior. The quarterbacks that came through that system with AJ McCarron or, um, Tua, Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he transferred his senior year, but
yeah,
there was more of an investment. I feel like between the fans and players. They were really bought in. They were really watching that journey from freshman to senior year. So maybe the fans aren't as engaged. Hopefully, we don't see a drop off with attendance in season. But for the schools who don't perform and perform well, I think you will see that. Schools that are going 8-5 in a year, that's not it. That ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna cut it, man. If you are not a playoff contender late in the season, man, your fan base and the attendance will drop, um, which cuts into that NIL, right? Because
yeah,
you need to sell some food. You need to sell tickets. You need to sell jerseys. That's what
yeah.
pays majority of your team, the 90% of your team. The other 10%, the top guys, like you said, they get money from a lot of those big time donors. That's who paying that money. So, man, these college coaches, the administrative staff, they got to figure out ways to put butts in seats. Ain't that what they say?
Keep them there and keep
And
them.
you got to. That's where the money come from, man. And football is the biggest money maker at a lot of these at majority of these colleges. The money comes from football.
Yeah.
So it's a big problem. I think it's a big problem that we haven't even seen the impact of long term, because it's just not getting started.
We
If
just
you got
scratching the surface.
if you got fans at Ohio State, Alabama, not making spring games, not
Yeah.
showing up to games, uh, man, it's gonna get ugly for your Kentuckys, for your Vandas, and these just SEC schools. It's still top tier. They're still top tier schools. Oh man,
Say the
college
least.
sports, man. What did we come to?
Yeah, man. When I seen it, when I seen Auburn spring game, I was a little concerned. I thought it would be more excitement to see the new signees that came in early, especially with us having 5-star quarterback and Deuce coming. I thought it would be not on the level of Cam when Cam was there because that whole bowl was sold out. But I thought it would be a lot of people that came out to see what these guys have been doing in the spring, man. It's kind of like your first look of what you've been working on that all that hard work through the offseason. What have we been doing to get better? Who look like they got a little thicker, you know what I'm saying, in the weight room, who's been putting in the work. So to see that we didn't have a lot of people show up was concerning. But then I looked over to that team across the state and I seen that they didn't have a lot of people. That raised the red flag to what was going on. And then I looked and seen Ohio State and I was just like, wow, this is concerned. This is a problem. And they gonna have to fix it, man. They gonna have to fix it ASAP. I don't know what they're gonna do to fix it. I wouldn't be surprised to see these games get played in the spring, like Coach Prime, said that they would do against Syracuse. It's gonna come to that. People can't be too scared to lose their players that bad that they can't have a spring game. Like it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Because players go in, players come out. All they doing is swap them. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're moving forward with this new farm league that we call college. Um, but it's definitely a lot of moving parts right now, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can get a hold of it and get in front of
Man,
it.
great point. Great point. I would love to see a new format with spring ball. Syracuse head coach said he'd be more than happy to go over and play Colorado in the spring game. Bro, you talking about dialed in this Saturday, this past. I didn't even know a lot of these schools had spring ball this week, spring games.
Right,
But
right.
if it was more of a preseason style where they had an opportunity to play other schools, oh man, you talk about viewership, which is it's all about money. Butts in seats, people watching on TV, man, they would have definitely been able to generate a lot more revenue than I'm sure they did this past weekend.
Yeah, man, they're not even showing the spring games on TV no more. I feel like they used to talk about it. Advertise spring game will
Yep.
be on. It's just different, man. It's different.
Yeah, man, times have changed, bro. All right, another sport, NBA. The
Yes,
NBA,
sir.
the games are set, man. Play-in matchups are set. Last night, man, I text you. I know I think you went to a Hawks game last night, but
Yeah.
during that game, man, I had to shoot you a text because we went down to the wire.
Mhm.
The Warriors and the Clippers, man. Two teams that we both talked about could be sleepers in the playoffs. Man, it was a great matchup. Was able to see Harden do some great things. I think he almost dropped 40
Yeah.
last night, man. Curry did his thing, but um, Clippers, came out on top. A team that I told you, man, I definitely think you got to watch for. And
Yeah.
now they've set themselves in the playoffs. They do not have to play in this play-in matchup. You will have Golden State Warriors on the west side playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's start it
Mm.
off there, bro. This is probably going to be the best play-in matchup that we see series.
Man, it's one game, win to go
Oh,
home.
so it's one game. Oh man, okay, okay.
That's it. That's it. That's all you want. Whoever win this game get the 7 seed. Whoever loses get to play the winner of the Mavs and the Kings, and the winner of that one gets the A spot. So
Okay.
yeah, man, Adam Silver with this play in for these last two spots has really turned it up, man. They needed some um to spark, people viewership to get up. Um that game with the Clippers and the Warriors was an excellent game, like you spoke on, man. Harden stepped up, dropped 40 ball last night. And like I said before, I don't believe too much in the Clippers because I want to see what James Harden does when he gets in the playoffs because of what he's done before. But again, they do have championship pedigree. They do have a championship winning head coach, and they do have a MVP of a championship winning team in Kawhi Leonard. So as long as he can stay healthy, the sky's the limit for them. They can sneak up on anybody and beat them. And that's just the West in itself. You know what I'm saying? So, go be interested to see what goes on. I don't know who they got. I know they are the fifth seed. I don't know who they be playing. They be playing the fourth seed. So whoever the fourth seed is, right behind the Nuggets, they playing the Nuggets. That's who they playing. They playing the Nuggets, man. So, and I honestly think that they'll be able to slip by the Nugget with all the commotion that's going on with the Nuggets. Um, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. But talking about this Memphis and this Golden State, uh, it's it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. It's at Golden State. Um, man, man, I don't even know who to pick in this. It's gonna be a good one. I wouldn't be surprised if Memphis came in and stole one, and then put Golden State up against the wall, and they go and they have to win and they be the eighth seed. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I'm gonna go with Steph Curry, just because he is still the best one in this game. And I'm gonna go with him to figure out a way to get this seventh seed and pretty much cruising to the playoffs. I know they rather probably play the Rockets than OKC. So I'm thinking they go all out and try to get this dub.
Yeah, man, this gonna be a good game. Goodness, I'm with you. I feel like somehow, man, you got Chef Curry. Um, he'll find a way to win this game. Only thing that concerns me, man, they was talking about it. How does Golden State play their bigs? Yesterday they chose not to play Looney a lot of minutes. That was definitely topic of conversation of why they didn't. They need a big man. They need somebody who can bang down low, who can get some rebounds, second chance points. I don't think Draymond's that guy who can really bang in the paint with you. Obviously, can play some great defense on the perimeter and compete, but I feel like Golden State will come out on top. They will beat Memphis tomorrow at home and secure their playoff spot. Um, but I will say nobody wants to play Sacramento, man. I think Sacramento is a sneaky team also. I think Sacramento is a sneaky team. When you look at their lineup, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, I mean, they got some guys who can go. They got
Yeah,
some
like
guys who can go, man. Zach Levine.
Malik
So
Monk.
yes, sir. So I don't think Golden State wants to see those guys. So I'm thinking they go into this game, man. They got to rejuvenate. They got to understand they've been in this situation before. We need this one.
Yeah,
We need this
yeah,
one. We do not want to play an in-state rivalry
yeah.
and have to see the Kings because I think the Kings will beat Dallas. I think the Kings beat Dallas, and Golden State does not want to see the Kings right now, man, for a win or go home situation, right?
Yeah. The Kings are definitely going to beat Dallas. No question. Definitely without Kyrie, it's a done deal. So unless they just come out straight, just on the BS, which I doubt they will because their game is win or go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I got the Kings in that one.
All right. So you got the Kings will be playing against Memphis, right, for the eighth spot.
That's what I got.
How you see that playing out?
I see that playing out, man. I'm gonna have the Kings over the Memphis, man. If Memphis can't beat
Likewise.
Golden State, then I got them losing to the Kings as well. And
Likewise, man. But I will tell you, man, I love to see Ja Morant throwing some more grenades, bro. Hey,
what's up with that guy,
hey,
man?
man, I love it, man. He said he gonna keep coming up with celebrations, man, every time they stop
What's up with him, man? Ja crazy,
him. Hey,
man. Shout
I
out to
I
Ja,
th
man. Well,
I
chill
think
out.
it's I think it's one of the best celebrations in NBA right now.
The
Hey,
grenade.
man, pop that grenade, man, launch that mug in the crowd. Hey, I love it. I love it, man. I want to see more of it. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out, man. I definitely like the Kings though. I like the Kings. Want to see those guys play in the playoffs. Team that can be reckoned with, man. They got some guys who can go, like I said. So we'll see how it plays out. On the Eastern side, Orlando versus Atlanta. Man, what did Atlanta look like? Last game at home. How did they look this past weekend?
Well, well, if you don't know about it, man, on the East, the games were already set who was going to be in the play-in and whatnot, and they were out, and they was playing each other. Atlanta played Orlando, so they didn't play any of the starters. Man, I ain't gonna lie, like a bunch of my players was out there playing. You know what I'm saying? They finally got their shot to play, and some they played well. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know the names, but they played well. I mean, we beating them by 20. And a lot of people who say, yeah, man, I'm in the league. I play with this team who don't really get no TV time. That was their time to shine. That was the tickets you should have been giving out because they got plenty of time to shine, man. Ice Trey was over there sitting on with all his ice on, man, chilling, just watching the game like me, basically. We was both on the floor together. You know what I mean? No, I'm just playing, but that's all it was, man. A good game. We got to play this game to get it out the way, and we'll get ready for this game next Tuesday when it really matters between the Hawks and Orlando.
Yeah,
It will be
man.
Orlando. Um, and I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna take Orlando, man. I really like Paulo, and what he's doing, man. Aggressive. I think he's really coming into his own early. So I'm gonna take them to win. Yeah, and I got the Hawks going on to play in that next game. They'll be playing. This is gonna be tricky. I got them playing Chicago. I got them playing Chicago. Miami will miss the playoffs. I got them playing Chicago, and I got Atlanta beating Chicago in a very close one.
Got Orlando beating Chicago.
No, so I got Orlando beating Atlanta to start out. All right,
Okay.
then Atlanta go and play Chicago. I got Chicago beat Miami, Miami going home. Atlanta playing Chicago, and Atlanta beating Chicago.
Okay. Okay. So the seventh A seed will be Atlanta,
Orlando,
Orlando.
yep,
Okay.
that's what I got.
All right. I like what you got, man. I like Orlando. I think Orlando will beat Atlanta, which will set up a matchup between Atlanta and the winner between the Chicago Bulls and Miami Heat. And in that game, I think the Miami Heat will win. Um, Obviously, traded away the best guy, Jimmy Butler, but man, they still got some guys who can go. They got Bam down there, who is a um an Olympian. You get what I'm saying? They still got somebody who can play some ball, and Tyler Hero, man, um, who can put up points fast. He can put up points, man. If he get hot, guys are in trouble. In that matchup, man, I'm taking Miami Heat to beat Chicago Bulls. I don't think Chicago ready, man. Um, so that was set up in my situation, an Atlanta Hawks versus Miami Heat matchup for the eighth seed, and I take the Miami Heat to beat Atlanta Hawks for that eighth spot. Miami Heat squeaks their way in the playoffs and continues to compete, man. Pat Riley, I know a lot of people give him a hard time as far as how he run his organization, but I think those guys are still bought in. They got a point to prove, chip on their shoulder that hey, man, this team can still run without Jimmy Butler.
Mm.
So I'm taking Miami Heat to find a way into that eighth spot, currently sitting at the 10th seed. Uh, but I got them getting in.
Man, it's gonna be a lot of finger pointing when these Miami Heaters don't make the playoffs. It's gonna be a lot of finger pointing to why they
Man,
let Jimmy walk.
I think they get in, man. You got Andrew Wiggins, you got Bam, Tyler Hero, too many guys, man, who can play some ball, so, and a lot of experience. A lot of experience, man. I don't think Chicago has it, nor do I think Atlanta has the guys who can win these ball games.
Ice traded game.
Ice traded game, man. Trey Young, bro, real hooper, man. Can't nobody stop him. It seems like just still putting up shot. What is he averaging this year, man? And don't get the respect he deserve, right?
Don't get the respect. Certified hooper, man. Whatever year he's in, I think he's in year what 5, 6.
Yeah.
Um, the same year Steph Curry was in this year, he's like way in front of him statistical wise. It's crazy. It's crazy, but he doesn't get the love. He's down here in Atlanta. Um, he's balling, but is not equating to enough wins, man. So he's a big time player, and he steps up in big time games, and I'm ready to see a whole lot of this, a whole lot
Yeah,
of that
man.
fight.
I think you're a little biased, man. I think you're a little biased here. You got Orlando and you got Atlanta. I have Orlando and the Miami Heat. Let's see how this thing shake out, man. We definitely gonna be tuned in.
Oh
Definitely gonna
damn,
be tuned in, man. All
well,
right, baby.
Bob, ready for these playoffs. It's about time, man. All that play around in the season over. It's time for playoff ball. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. Tomorrow, get your rotel dip together, some wings. Sit back, watch these playoff games, man. Hey, Draymond get a tech tomorrow. I'm gonna end with that. Draymond will get a
Oh
tech.
man,
We'll get a tech tomorrow. Bet it
hey,
up.
they got the Grizzlies. I can see that happening. Dylan Brooks gone though, but what I'm saying, still got a couple people there that might try to bam on him. With a number 1, 2 on his back and then throw a grenade in the crowd. So that might get Dre a little riled up. You ain't doing that here. I can see that happen. So hey
Hey,
man, tune in, man. Tune
yes,
in
sir.
all the way.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, man.
Let's get it, dog. Ugh.